Ah, today is such a weird day. Like, I woke up, had all these things on my list that I really, really wanted to do, but every time I try to do it, something happens and it just not working. Sorry for the noise outside, but so today I'm going to be talking about why it is so difficult to open up about depression in the African society or among your African friends. The thing is, for people who suffer from depression, it's very easy for them to get used to the feeling that nobody understands you, nobody wants to listen to you, nobody gets it. And it is true if you are a depressed African living in an African home and you have African friends, especially in Uganda. The notion that your fears are not real, they make you feel like you are needy, they make you feel like you are selfish, they make you feel like by being depressed you're weak, they make you feel like by being depressed you are immature. And to be honest, I have been made to feel like this so many times. And that is why it is so difficult to actually be honest and open about what you're going through in a depressive phase when you open up to a friend. I'm going to start with the discussions surrounding depression on social media. Recently, there have been a number of young people who have taken their lives as a result of depression and, feeling like they are lost. The comments, what people say about these stories, I read these stories, and that's partly one of the reasons why I decided that for the next 20 days, I am not going to be anywhere on social media. Like I said in my previous video, I have deactivated my Twitter account, I've deactivated my Instagram account, I have deactivated my Facebook account, because the thing is, I see these stories every day. I see the responses, I see the comments, I see people gaslighting, people who are opening up about their experiences with depression, possibly reaching out for a solution, and perhaps, earning a listening ear to what their experiences is. And the result is you find that people are calling them out for being lazy, people are calling them out for being weak, people are calling them out for being selfish. A recent story is when a young man took his life, and I think he had troubles in his relationship, but based on some digging that I did, is he has been struggling with depression for a while. So it's not just as a result of the end of his relationship that he decided to end his life. The thing is, he had been through this over and over and over again, and for him, he saw no way out. And there are so many people like that out there. I could be one of them, you could be one of them, but the mentality and the whole environment people create for people with depression makes it very, very difficult to actually want to live through the depressive phase or open up or, be hopeful that things will get better. I have seen comments where people are calling him weak, he can't just kill himself because of a girl. I have seen people who have taken their lives because they've lost a job and people are giving them all sorts of this kind of advice that really would not make a person want to feel better about themselves, but instead would encourage them to even go
the object
deeper.
Of an interesting psychoscientific study undertaken by myself.
These experiences don't make you feel good about yourself. They don't make you actually want to open up. And this is actually a big reason why people living with depression and social anxiety do not open up. Because they know they're going to be judged, they know they're going to be ridiculed, they know they are going to be quarantined because, one, people are going to treat you like people basically won't want to be around you, who are supportive of you. They don't want to listen to you. Personally, my story with depression is, especially in the workplaces, it is very, very difficult for you to actually remain at a job if you are depressed. Some of my depressive phases have been induced by work stress. The environment that we work in are very, very toxic, especially when you work for advertisement agencies. I worked for an advertisement agency for about 4 years and another 2 years with another agency, but these environments are extremely toxic. The competition is so toxic. The way your employers will treat you is very toxic. The way they will respond to your challenges or whatever it is that you're going through is not going to be very helpful. The working hours do not encourage you to have a work-life balance. So you find that you will suffer from the worst burnout ever. And a lot of the times that burnout actually will lead you to slide into a depressive phase, as it is the case for me. At some point in my adult life, I felt like my work wasn't appreciated. I felt like I was literally fighting with everybody and everyone until I got to a place where I just gave up. I was like, I'm going to do all this work, I'm going to bring all these things to the table. Then what? My salary is not going to be increased. The workload I'm taking on is too much, and my expenses are increasing every now and then, and I was struggling to fit in as well. So some of the reasons why in African societies or in African families and homes and communities, depression is swept under the rug. People will tell you, pull up your socks, you're being a child about it. When you reach out to somebody and you want to talk to them, trust me, the talking is never going to happen. They're never going to create that environment for you where you can actually confidently and comfortably open up to them about what exactly is going on in your life and what's causing you to feel the way that you feel. One case is 3 years back. I was very depressed. I did not leave my house for about 2 months. I couldn't get out. I was also broke. And I reached out to a friend and I told them I just need to talk. I just need to unload whatever it is that's bothering me. And so he said, yeah, meet me at this place. So at this time, I get there hoping to have a sit down with my friend and have a heart-to-heart conversation with them. Guess what? They showed up with somebody else. For me, instantly that signaled, make this quick, I don't really have time for this, and whatever it is that you're going through is not really very important to me right now. I sat on a table with my friend and another person on the same table who I was not familiar with, someone I'm not close to, someone I didn't have plans with, and I was expected to be open and honest about my feelings. I froze. And straight into the whole greetings and formalities of how have you been, what's been going on with you. 30 minutes in, and he told me he wanted to go. He had plans with his friend and they needed to go. I felt I can't find the words to describe how I felt, but that day I went home and I just lay on my bed as motionless for like 2 days. And that was like one of the last times I really wanted to meet up with someone and actually talk to them. That was the last time I really wanted to do that. But I needed a release. So what I did, I just waited it out. At some point it got so bad, I actually cut myself, focused on the pain, treated my wounds, and that was it. So I had to gather all of my mental and physical strength, took a bath, cleaned out my apartment, and for some reason I felt better. Cleaning out your apartment always makes you feel better, besides talking to your friends. But yeah. And then also another reason why it is very difficult to deal with depression where I am is there are very few professional options that you can go for. There are very few psychologists and psychiatrists and counselors. Most of the people who call themselves counselors are religious leaders. They will quote the Bible from the time you get in to the time you leave. It's very difficult for me. I personally, I don't go to church. I'm not saying I don't believe in God, but I stopped going to church about a couple of years ago, and that's a story for another day. I had a very abusive relationship with church and religion, so I'm going to be telling you that story in another video. But for now,